Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode. And yes, we are up against a familiar team that we've played in the last 2 years of this GM mode, and that is the Philadelphia Flyers here. This time in the conference finals, looking to get to that Stanley Cup Finals for the third time in this series. If we could do so, we either have to face Edmonton or Calgary. And so Philadelphia, their team is pretty much the exact same as it's been in previous years, except for currently Hordichuk, one of their star defensemen, is out with an injury till May the 13th, which means he will miss at least the first 3 games of the series unless he comes back mid-injury. But hopefully that defensive because we have technically a better deep defensive core than they do at the moment. Hopefully that gives us a leg up, and then hopefully Ulnov continues to play like he's been playing so far in this playoffs. So yeah, let's get into game number 1. Once again, we are not on home ice. We are in the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Let's see if we can get this series lead here, boys. First period, and nicely done. We score first, and it's Edo Lewis-Reinen, who actually is put in the lineup just at the end of the last episode because we suffered an injury to Marcel Poirier. So that's good that our depth is coming through for us. Shots are 10-9 in favor of us as well. Second period, and they're going to tie it up, and it's their top line center, Nolan Patrick. So it is 1-1 going into the third. Shots are in our favor, 21-18. Come on, boys, let's get this done here in the third. Penalty kill, nicely done. We have yet to win a game 1 in these playoffs, I think. Or maybe actually we did in Toronto. I don't remember. I think we did in Toronto. Power play, come on, boys. 5-on-3. You got to click on those, and we don't get it done. Our power play has been brutal so far in the playoffs. And we are going to overtime in game number 1, which is kind of a good news for us because we've won 5 overtimes already. We have yet to lose an overtime game so far. So let's see if that trend continues here. And power play, and we don't score on it. Power play again. Come on, you got to capitalize on those opportunities, boys. You can't pass them up. Last 10 minutes of the first overtime period. Are we going to a fourth double OT situation here in our postseason? No, we're not. And the Philadelphia Flyers are going to win in OT this time as Travis Konechny gets them the game winners. So, yeah, Carter Hart is a very good goaltender. He's just as good as Ulnov is. So, it's going to be a tough battle to get to the to the Stanley Cup Finals. So, Lewis-Reinen with the only goal from Hanifin and Erzberg. So the only thing that I would change if I'm going to change stuff is our forward lines, but at the moment we are missing one of our forwards, so hopefully we could tie the series up here because Hordichuk is going to be back soon. And once Hordichuk is back, they're going to be even better defensively. So let's see if we could take game number 2. We need to take at least one of these games, guys. First period, and it's 2-0 us. That's what I wanted to see. Sebastian Aho and Steven Malone make it 2-0 after 1. We have 19 shots after the first 20 minutes. Let's see if we could get 50 shots by the end of this game. Second period, and it is still 2-0 us. We're out shooting 29-14. Let's just lock this down. Carter Hart is keeping them in the game. Giroux pulls them within 1. Come on, guys, don't give up this lead here. Power play. And we don't score on it still. Our power play is just brutal right now. I need to probably change up the power play lines at least. Last 5 minutes of the third period here in game number 2. Come on, guys, just lock it down. And we are going to have a tie series headed back home in the conference finals. That is huge for our confidence. So Aho from Erzberg and Malone from Brown and Fleury. Nicely done, guys. So we technically have the chance to run away with the series if we could win both home games. Even though Hordichuk's going to be back soon, we need to continue to play like the team we've been playing as, which is just strong defensively. I'm going to change up the power play lines even though we just won a game. It's just because that power play, like I said, has been struggling. I don't think I've seen it score yet so far. So let's see what we could do to change it up. Let's put Logan Brown as the center instead. Malone could play wing. And yeah, I think that's all I want to do. Maybe let's change Bean and Arvidsson. And yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, let's do it like that. Hopefully that helps. Because if our power play could get going, then we might be better offensively. And if we continue to play our defensive game, then maybe we could get to that cup finals even easier. So game number 3. Come on, guys. We need to take these games on home ice. If we can, we have a chance to run away with this series. So game number 3, first period. And it is 1-0 Flyers. Jacob Voracek with the only goal. Shots are 13-5 in favor of them. We need to get our offense going here, guys, in the second period. We can't let them get ahead of, run away with the game pretty much. Second period, and it is 2-1 them. So Voracek gets his second, but Milstad at least gives us 1 goal, so that gives us a chance here going into the third period. Shots are 20-18. Come on, guys, let's get some more offense. Hopefully our power play could produce here in the third or something. And there you go, Stephen Malone with his second of the series, and it's 2-2. Power play, we don't score on it still. I'm not liking how that power play's performed. Penalty kill, nicely done. The penalty kill's been great too, though. And we are going back to overtime. So the last time we were in overtime against the Flyers, Konechny scored. So hopefully there's a different outcome in favor of us. They're outshooting us 33-30. Let's get it done here, guys. We know how to do it in overtime. We do. We're like 4-1 in overtime so far. We're catching up in shots here, 36-36. Power play, come on, power play, you got this. And we don't score on it again. Power play again, you got to end this. And we still don't do it. And we are going to another double overtime in this playoff run. We're playing like with fire, literally 1-goal games only. Shots are 42-41 in favor of us, but it is a tie game going into double OT. Come on, guys, get this goal. And they're not going to get it done, and the Flyers are going to win in overtime as Ivan Provorov has given them a 2-1 series lead. Damn it. So we are down in the series, but at least we still have one more home game. So hopefully we could tie the series going into Philadelphia again. So Milstad from Hosang and Huberdeau, and Malone from Aho. I don't get why that power play is just not performing at the moment. What could I do to make it even better? I'm going to look at the power play lines again. I feel like this power play is the main reason we're struggling at the moment. Because, like, we need to get it going, and if we could get it going, like I said, we could go, like, farther than just the conference finals. So, let's see, what could we do here? You know what, let's put Hosang on the first line power play, put Aho down to the second, go like that. Yeah, we're going to do something like that. I don't know if that's going to do anything really different. And then with this one, we're going to take out Malone, put in Logan Brown, and put Brown up, put Milstad down, and then put Arvidsson up, put Bean down, and there you go. Just a little shimmy shake. Hopefully that helps us out. Because, like, basically Ulanov's, like, the only reason we're still in the series to an extent, because he's been keeping the games tight. So here we go, game number 4. Come on, guys, this is a must-win game, especially going back to Philadelphia. First period, and it is scoreless. Nice. Shots are 15-8 in favor of the Flyers, but nobody's been able to find the net yet. Second period, and it is 3-1 us, thank God. Stephen Malone with his third of this round, Logan Brown with a goal, and Casey Milstad with another. Konechny got them 1 goal, but we have a 2-goal advantage going into this third. Come on, just lock it down, boys. Our power play is still not producing here in the third period. If we could at least score 1 goal, there you go. Sven Arvidsson scores a goal on the power play. So that's finally, I think, one of our first playoff goals of this entire playoff run so far. And we're going to have a tie series headed back to Philadelphia. So this might be a series that goes all 7 games. If it continues to play like this, because each of us are stealing like each other's home games and whatnot. So Malone from Aho and Brown, Brown from Malone, Milstad from Ward and Hosang. That's like the first assist I think Ward has in these playoffs. Arvidsson from Middlestad. Okay, so we are 2 games from being eliminated in the conference finals and 2 games away from our 3rd Stanley Cup Finals appearance in the series. So here we go, game number 5. I almost said 6. Game number 5. Come on, guys, let's get her done here. First period, and it's scoreless again. So we're playing better defensively, or we're always just playing really good defensive hockey, it seems like. But our offense is still struggling a bit. Second period, and it's 1-0 us. Nicely done, Josh Hosang. Glad I signed you like 2 years ago. Third period underway. Can we lock this down here and continue to play this great defensive style? Power play. It's a long one, and we do not score on it. Another power play. This power play is still struggling, and it doesn't score there, but we still have the 1-0 lead at least. Come on, boys, hold on to it, and we're going to do just that, and we are 1 win away from the Stanley Cup Finals. So Josh Hosang with the only goal from Huberdeau and Ward. 3 stars, Carter Hart, Ulnov, and Hosang. So that was a pretty tight game again. And oh, Huberdeau's been injured with a neck strain till May the 30th, so he's going to be out. I think maybe even like some of the Stanley Cup Finals if we get there. But damn, that's not a good injury at this point in time. So I guess we'll have to put in Baird Hayton in replacement. And on terms of power play, obviously I don't want Hayton up there. I'll put Aho up there. And I will put, who is it on the power play instead? Who's got good shooting categories? None of those guys on the right wing, really. We probably have better left winger shooters. Yeah, Fritz could go on the power play. Why not give this guy some power play talent meanwhile? And we're going to go same with the second line. We're going to put Fritz on this one. Might as well give Fritz some ice time, because the guy is an 84. He deserves it. And he had a really good regular season in terms of like plus minus and all that stuff. So in terms of penalty killing, though, I'm going to, instead of having Hayton there, I'm going to have, Whitmore, because he's a 4-star player. And I think that's almost it. 3-on-3 doesn't really matter, but I don't know why it has always that. Oh yeah, Poirier is going to be back soon, I think. Yeah, Poirier should be back soon, because he's currently injured. So for here, just put Whitmore. There you go. So hopefully Poirier is back soon, because then our lines will still look good. Yes, he is back. That's huge. Makes our team still look nicer. So at least I could get rid of Lewis Reinen here and put in Poirier, and then put in Lewis Reinen instead of Hayton. And then our team is going to still look pretty good going forward, at least. So there you go. So let's get into game number 6. We have been really dynamite defensively this entire playoffs. Let's see if we could just lock down the Flyers and get to that Stanley Cup Finals. Or are we going to a game 7 back in Philadelphia? First period, and it is 2-1 us. Nicely done, guys. Suter opens the scoring for them. But Milstad and Poirier, who just comes back from his injury, gives us a 2-1 lead. Second period, and we still have a 2-1 lead. Shots are 25-21 in favor of the Flyers. But once again, we're just playing great defensive hockey. Come on, guys, let's lock this game out. Go to that Stanley Cup Finals. They're out shooting us by only a couple shots at the moment. Oh, Voracek's going to tie it up on LaFontaine. No, don't be a Ulnov injury again, because Ulnov got injured last playoff run. I swear, if the Flyers injure him again, I'm going to be pissed off. So we are going to overtime. Once again, we have a chance to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. Come on, LaFontaine, hold the fort for us, buddy. Do it for your starter, Ulnov. And offense comes through, power play, and we don't score on it. Penalty kill, come on, guys, kill it off. Nicely done. Oh, and they're going to tie it up as Zucker gets the OT winner. And we are going to a game 7. Ulnov was playing great, and he probably got injured. Right? No, he did not get injured. I don't know why the coach put in LaFontaine. Must have been like 2 quick goals or something. I'm just going to make sure our lines are perfectly set for Game 7 because this is a huge game. It's do or die. And wow, in the West, they're actually going to Game 7 as well. So pretty tight playoffs, it seems like, at the moment. So the cast has actually been like nowhere really in the playoffs. Play has actually, I think, been better. Yeah, he has. I think I'm going to switch them even though they might get fed up with ice time. What else do we want to do? We want to make sure everything's producing right. So Bean could go down, Fleury could go up. Goalies, Ulanov still obviously. Damn, hopefully, like, I wish Huberto was not injured, because if Huberto was not injured, like, he's our leading point man at the moment. Like, if he comes back, that would have been huge, but he won't be back till, yeah, probably, like, late into the Stanley Cup Finals, if we could get there. So, Game 7 in Philadelphia, it's going to be a real-time simulation the entire game. Come on, boys, we got to get this done here. This is a huge game for us. Not a lot of shots to start off this game so far, but both goalies playing great defensive hockey as well for the defenseman. Shots are close, and Arvidsson comes through with a huge goal here in this first period, opening the scoring for your Canes. And we're going to take a 1-0 lead into this second. Shots are 10-9 in favor of us. Come on, boys. Let's keep it up. Oh, Wayne Simmons is going to tie it up, beating Ulanov. But we got a power play. Come on, guys. And we don't score on it. That might be the difference in this series is how our power play performs. Last 5 minutes here in the second period, and it's a tie game. And we are going to be going to the third, tied at 1. Shots 20-17 in favor of the Flyers. This might be our last period of the season. We're going to go down to 4-time simulation for this last 20 minutes. Penalty kill. Come on, guys, kill this off. Kill this off. This feels so long, and we kill it off. Nicely done. Come on, boys. We worked really hard this season so far. And there you go. Josh Hosang gives us the lead. That's a huge third period marker from him. They're out shooting us, but we have the lead 2-1. Come on, boys. Power play. Can we put it up 3-1? Can we do it? Power play is a long one, like a 5-minute power play. And yet we do not score on it. Come on, boys. Last 3 minutes. 2 minutes. Last 1 minute. And we are going to the Stanley Cup Finals for the third year in this series. Wow. That came down right down to the wire. Our defense just like was way better than theirs in a sense. Arvidsson from Erzberg and Hosang from Milstad and Aho. I'm glad I re-signed Hosang because if he would not have been re-signed, we probably would not have gotten to the finals. I felt like they could have scored at any moment there in that third. So we're off to the Stanley Cup Finals. This is going to be Edmonton or Calgary. It is going to be Calgary. Did we make any trades recently with Calgary? I don't think so. Hopefully there's not a lot of former players on them if there is. Let's take a look at our player stats so far throughout 3 rounds. And then I'll show you guys the lines for the Flames. So player stats so far. So Milstad leading away with 12 points in 8 games. Huberto 11 points. Aho 10 points. Hosang 9 points. Hannafin 8. Erzberg's got 7 points. Arvidsson, Malone, and Brown 6 points. That was a great round from Malone. He only had like 1 point going into this round, I think, or something like that. 2 points maybe. Whitmer 4 points. Poirier 4 points. Fleury 4 points. Fritz and Nikas 4 points. Davidson 3 points. 2 points for Ward. 1 point for Lewis Reinen. And none for Gibbons, Peckham, and Bean. Okay, goaltending. Yeah, Ulanov is definitely the main reason we even have a chance at this cup. 12-3-3 with 3 shutouts, a .955 save percentage, and a 1.39 goals against average. Hopefully he could just keep it up in the finals, like for 4 more wins, and we might have ourselves a chance for that second Stanley Cup. So let's take a look at their lines. Hopefully it is not too scary, and hopefully there's no former players, because I hate going up against former players, because then people are like, why did you release them and whatnot. So first line, Johnny Gaudreau, Sean Monahan and Matthew Tkachuk. Pretty basic first line. Tkachuk didn't really grow to be anything that good. Monahan and Gaudreau, though, are really nice. Second line, Jay Goddard with JT Miller and Phil Giftopoulos. It's not the greatest second line. Well, technically Goddard's really good. Actually, the wingers are pretty decent. It's a pretty good top six. Third line, you got Klimchuk with Merritt and Bennett. So another really good solid third line actually too. You can see why they're in the Stanley Cup Finals. And fourth line, JVR with Jankowski and Zach Aston Reese. So there's one of our former players. He actually won a cup with us. So that's pretty interesting. And then defensively, Matt Dumba with Dougie Hamilton. That's a nice top two. And then Rasmus Anderson and Evan Mallett, Brendan Dillon, and Boris Kalinin. Goaltending wise, they got Mason McDonald, who I've never ever seen as an 88. It's probably just statistical growth, with Jordan Blunden. And in scratch, they got Julius Natnan with Juuso Valimaki, who's just not growing because of ice time, and Tom Zhao. So on paper, I feel like both teams are pretty comparable, except for they might be stronger in every single category, except for goaltending. So hopefully Ulnov could just continue doing what he's been doing throughout the first 3 rounds, and maybe we'll have a chance for that second cup. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode. So next episode will be the Stanley Cup Finals. And yeah, hopefully we can get it done. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time.